My name's Leah and I'm 54 years old. I'm married, been married for 30 years and I have 3 children. I have been in administration PA work for most of my life. I've really enjoyed that. I've had really great jobs, but throughout all of that I've suffered from pretty low moods and anxiety, and yeah, that's taken its toll on me, and I've suffered from that since probably my early 20s. In that time I've been on antidepressants for about 17 years after I had my 3rd child. That worked for a little while, but 17 years of being on those, I was still having huge fluctuations in my moods. I would go along sort of ticking along okay, but then I'd have a big dip and struggle to just cope with a normal life. Before I worked with Kerry in the Inner Harmony program, life was a struggle every day. There would be most days just getting up, getting out of bed, getting the kids sorted, getting them to school was hard yakka. I always felt that I was living below what I call the happiness line. People around me seemed to be happy and enjoying life, and I had a wonderful husband. I had 3 children who were beautiful, who loved me, and I had a big family that always supportive of me, but I never enjoyed anything. I would laugh, and people that would meet me in the street would think, oh gosh, isn't Leah a lovely girl? She's so full of life, but inside that wasn't me. I just felt stuck. I didn't know how to get out of this. It was just the same thing every day. Everything just seemed out of balance, and I didn't know how to bring it back. So after having had periods of time off work and having some extremely low times where I was just crying every day, just wasn't coping, and it was getting worse, and I'm on medication. It's not doing what I think it should have done. And there were times when I thought about not being here. I don't know, doing something so I didn't have to deal with the daily grind of unwellness. But I was so desperate. What else is there to help me get through? And I just thought there's got to be something better out there than this. I Googled looking for something else that, because everything that came up when you Googled was medical, down the medical route, and I'd been there and I'd done that, and I just thought, I'm looking for something else. And I was talking to a friend who had been working with the Inner Harmony program, and she said, just to give Kerry a call and see what she could do. And I sort of thought about it, and I thought, gosh, what have I got to lose? I don't want to live my life this way. So I thought maybe she can do something for me. So I got hold of Kerry, and it started from there. So when I started working with Kerry in the Inner Harmony program, the changes I noticed after about 4 to 6 weeks, when I woke up in the morning, I just felt differently. I actually wanted to get out of bed, which is really unusual, because usually it would be just a drag and, oh, how long can I stay in here before I have to face the day? But no, I could actually get up and feel good getting up and get on with my day. I had more energy. I would plan my day with regard to getting a walk in or getting some form of exercise in. And Kerry would say to me, don't set yourself up every day, right, today I must do a run and tomorrow I must do a workout and I must do this. It was wake up, see how you're feeling and go with that. I guess the biggest thing was when my husband said to me, "Hun, you're just a different person." And I thought, I hadn't really noticed the changes that he was noticing, and I guess that was just because I'm still a mother and I'm still a wife and I'm still racing around looking after people and doing what I do. He said that a number of times, and even my kids said that to me a number of times. I wanted to go down that natural route. I wanted to give it a really good go, so I made sure I followed Kerry's program, because what's the point of doing this if you're not going to do it wholeheartedly? And I knew I needed to make some big changes for me to be the best version of me. And Kerry, with her expertise and knowledge, was able to work out, after knowing my history, what supplements I needed. So I was taking those, and it just, it seemed to work. I just had all this energy. I could think clearer. The day was not dreary. I was following all her practices. I was prescribed melatonin from my GP because I wasn't sleeping that well. And after a period of time working with Kerry and taking her natural products, I didn't need the melatonin anymore. And I was sleeping. Before, I might go to sleep and then wake up and not go back to sleep. Or I might lie in bed for a few hours trying to go to sleep and then get up and have something to eat and drink. And so that all stopped. I've always had an eating issue ever since I was probably about 15. Always controlled my food. So being on the Inner Harmony program also, I guess with all of the good tablets that you're taking and building your system, it took away that desire for craving for chocolates and junk food and coffee. I thought, oh God, how am I going to stop drinking coffee? It wasn't difficult. I just did it. And I mean, I wanted to do it, but I didn't, my body just didn't crave it. After being on the program for a little while, I remember talking to Kerry on the phone one day, and I said that as I was driving along, I felt this little feeling of euphoria, and that it sort of came up and went down. That's how I described it. And that was a feeling of, yeah, of happiness. That was just really lovely to know that it's still inside of me, and I just needed to work with Kerry and her program to get that to come out more, and it has. It's just something I'd forgotten that was even there, so I'm really thankful for that. Working with Kerry through the program, right from the outset, Kerry put me at ease. She just had this way about her that I could relate to. She was personable, she was funny, and she was real. We just connected really well, and I knew I could tell her anything, and I just felt she was credible. I just enjoyed interacting, and whenever we finished our interactions, I just would come away feeling positive, and just knowing that she cared about me as a person, and it wasn't just about, you know, her program. I can't say enough about just how she's got me to where I am today. She's just been awesome, and I just can't say enough about how she's made me feel and guided me through the process. Kerry had a way of explaining things to me in layman's terms, a real practical way. So when I was in my own head trying to perhaps talk to her about what's going on, which was so overwhelming I didn't even know where to start, Kerry's way of explaining to me what was going on in a practical way was really helpful to me, and it was really great to have someone that did know and that could just say to you simply, you're out of balance, these are the things that you need to do to bring you in balance. And of course I just followed her instructions and her directions, and that was just helped me in my process. You know, with other services and other therapies I'd had in the past, they all wanted to know about why I was in the position I was, why I was unwell, where did that come from, shall we work on trying to sort that out. Whereas for Kerry, she knew I told her what my past was, but she focused on moving forward, and I found that really refreshing. Working through the program online, initially I was a little skeptical about this whole Skype thing. We had our first meeting online, and honestly it was just like you were talking to her or to Kerry in the room. You were both sitting there, and so no problem whatsoever. I didn't feel overwhelmed with the online program. I thought I might do, but it was taken at a really good pace. We just progressed as we progressed, and then the follow-ups after the sessions that we had were timely and they were professional, and Kerry would just tweak what she needed to tweak and give me firm instructions on what she was doing and why she was doing it. And so it was really clear to follow the whole thing. Sometimes with other services that I had engaged in prior to doing Kerry's program, you know, you were expected to do a huge amount of stuff that just wasn't practical. You know, with the busy life that we all live, I would start doing something and it just would fall away. But with the constantness of the program and keeping in touch with Kerry, she was always there just reinforcing what she'd already told me, and I just followed that, and it was simple. So that was the beauty of it, because I hadn't done anything before that I have carried on with this long. Now that I've completed the program with Kerry, life for me now is I'm able to cope with things. One expects life to be extremely happy every day. Well, I think I've learnt that that isn't life, and Kerry helped me probably just to understand that life throws things at you. You know, I get things thrown at me like everybody does in life, and I find that I don't have the anxiety that I would once upon a time have, and more often than not I will get to the end of the day and be feeling okay, and then wake up the next day and it's a new day and I'm feeling fine. That's really refreshing. So my moods are a lot better. I'm just coping a lot better with life. That's the beauty of doing this program, is that it just balances, it's balanced me. I just feel balanced and able to cope with life and just let life happen. So now I can say I'm not on medication, but that's not, you know, that's not for everyone. That's just something that I wanted to do personally, and I'm on these natural medicines and tablets that just have built me up and have given me my life back, really. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't do the program. A time had come that I needed to give this program a go, and I needed to put everything into it. You can't put a price on that, because I know that I'm so well today. It doesn't matter what it costs, because I'm well and I'm going to live the rest of my life well. So I'm really excited at the moment, because at the end of this week, my husband and I are having a year off work. I know that if I hadn't done this program, there's no way we would have even thought about going overseas, because I wouldn't have been able to cope with all the admin that needs to happen with shutting everything down and moving countries. So yeah, it's we're excited to be going off on an adventure. So I can now say, after having done the program and experiencing this with Kerry and all the advice and support she's given me and professionalism and expertise, that I'm now living above the happiness line, which I never thought I would ever do. So it's really encouraging, and I just feel I've got the rest of my life, if I continue to keep well and to keep on track with all the things I need to do to keep me well, that I will continue down this path and have the life that I think we all should have. I just feel that life is for living now. So yeah.